Hey everybody, Qroo here. Welcome to Lesson 5 in my Spanish Master Series. I gotta tell you, you've already come a very long way in a very short period of time, especially if you were an absolute beginner when you began the course. You've already learned how to convert hundreds of English words into Spanish, and you learned some great sentence starters to help you get around conjugation so you can express desire, remember, quiero and quieres, I want, you want, and to express ability, puedo and puedes, I can and you can. And we also use those same conjugations to ask for permission. We just do it like a question, right? Puedo, can I? Puedes, can you? So where do we go from here? What is the next logical step? Obligation, what we have to do. That gives us the big three, folks. We have desire, ability, and obligation. That's what I'll be talking about in today's video. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to learn another mega verb. You can't learn too many mega verbs, right? That's why they're mega verbs. We're going to use them for everything. So the mega verb for today is tener, to have. Tener. In order to use this verb, we're going to have to learn some conjugations, at least in the first and second person, like we've been doing. Tener is an irregular verb in the way it conjugates, and I haven't gotten too much into the rules of conjugation yet, because I don't want you to get bogged down in that, when you're first starting out. In my opinion, that's where a lot of traditional Spanish courses go wrong. They get so wrapped up in conjugations right away that students get frustrated because you're putting in all this work and you're not able to say anything. I go a different route. I'm showing you just a couple conjugations so you can start to make sentences. That way you'll actually understand how to construct sentences. And once you do, it's easy to go back and add those other conjugations so you can talk not only about what I have to do and you have to do, but what Mary has to do or the neighbors have to do or what they want to do or what they can do. Once you get the constructions down, the other part is going to be easy. All right. So let's look at the conjugations we'll be working with today. We're only going to be working with the top two, the yo tengo, I have, and tú tienes, you have. Before I show you how to make sentences like I have to do something or you have to do something, let's play with that verb tener, just meaning to have. Let's make some simple sentences here. How about this one? See if you can do this one. Do you have a book? ¿Tienes un libro? Yes, I have a book. Sí, tengo un libro. No, I don't have a book. No, no tengo un libro. I keep using libro. It's a simple, noun, just to kind of stick in your head. Also, it's un libro, a book. That's our indefinite article. How about this one? Do you have a computer? Now your word for computer may be different depending on which Spanish you're focusing on. So use any of them, okay? Do you have a computer? ¿Tienes una computadora? Or if you're European Spanish, ¿tienes un ordenador? Or if you're studying around Colombia, ¿tienes un computador? But for me, computadora is the one I use. Remember with those indefinite articles, the un or una, that has to agree with the noun. And of course, if it's plural, that's going to change as well. We're going to be using tener a lot in future lessons. There's a lot of expressions with tener. Tener is used a lot in Spanish where we would use to be in English. So I'm going to have an entire lesson dedicated to that very soon, very soon. But for today, we want to focus on obligation. In order to do that, we're going to have a little construction that we're going to plug our infinitives in. Tengo que plus infinitive, I have to do something. Tienes que plus infinitive, you have to do something. Now that que is going to throw you off. You're going to want to translate it, right? You're going to be like, Paul, didn't you tell me that que was what? I did mention that. Actually, que in Spanish has a lot of different meanings. In English, we're not translating this particular que. So don't overthink this. Think of this as like just a set formula that you're going to drop your infinitives into. You're not going to try to translate this word for word because, well, it just won't make any sense. So if you want to say something like, I have to verify the information, and I think you can do it on your own because now you've seen this pattern, you know the other pattern, put it all together. Tengo que verificar la información. Tengo que verificar la información. Did you get that? Just keeping it together. Tengo que. That que is not going to change there. All right. How about this one? Do you have to confirm the reservation? Tienes que confirmar la reserva or la reservación. Just patterns, folks. We're just popping in the patterns. We're not overthinking that K. How about this one? Do you have to work tomorrow? ¿Tienes que trabajar mañana? No, I have to work Monday. No, tengo que trabajar el lunes. Did you remember to put that definite article before Monday? What we're literally saying is, I have to work the Monday. How about this one? Do you have to work Wednesday? ¿Tienes que trabajar el miércoles? Tienes que trabajar el miércoles. Now, if you're having trouble with your days of the week, you're just going to have to go through those. I find the easiest thing is to just learn them in order. Now, when you look at some sites, they're just going to give them to you without that definite article. They're going to go lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. And that's fine. But the definite articles there so often, I find it helpful to teach them that way. El lunes, el martes, el miércoles. That way you know to plug that in. So if you want to say something like, Monday is my favorite day. In Spanish, they're going to be saying, the Monday is my favorite day. El lunes es mi día favorito. El lunes es mi día favorito. One of the few times that you will not be using the definite article with the days of the week is when it follows the verb ser, to be, and we haven't gotten into that too much. That's when you have statements like, hoy es lunes, today is Monday. So far, you've learned how to express desire with querer, ability or request with poder, and now obligation with tener que. And think of it that way, tener que plus infinitive, so you don't forget that que. So let's put them all together. See if you can translate this. Feel free to pause the video if you have to. Do you want to study Spanish with me tomorrow? I want to, but I can't. I have to work. And I haven't covered that I want to part, but you may get it, so take a stab at it. Okay, ready? ¿Quieres estudiar español conmigo mañana? Quiero, pero no puedo. Tengo que trabajar. I want to, but I can't. Quiero, pero no puedo. So you think you got that? So now you can talk about what you want to do, what you can do, and what you have to do. And you know to ignore that que. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, I encourage you to go out and practice these things as much as possible. Hopefully you have some type of a study buddy and you can ask each other questions. And if you don't, there's somebody you have with you all the time to study with, and that's yourself. When I was learning Spanish, I would talk to myself and have a dialogue. I could ask myself questions. ¿Qué tienes que hacer hoy? What do you have to do today? Tengo que trabajar. I have to work. As long as you don't do it out loud in public, nobody will think you're crazy. You'll be fine. So I look forward to seeing the next lesson, and thank you very much again for being members of the Qroo Spanish Crew. Hasta luego.